Tae Kim, and my topic is about the donation. Do wealthy people have a moral obligation to the poor? At first, I want to talk about the meaning of the donation. The donation is a gift given by physical or other persons, typically for charitable purpose and or to benefit a cause. A donation may take various forms, including cash, offering services, new use or used goods, including clothes, toys, food, and vehicles. Charitable gifts of goods or services are also called gift in kind. Someone said these kind of things. To ignore the plight of starving people is as morally reprehensible as falling to save a child drowning or in a poor because of the inconvenience of getting one's just rent. I want to raise a question for discussion. Do wealthy people have a moral obligation to help poor? I believe I have a moral obligation to help the poor because I have been blessed with more than enough. What I have been blessed with is meant to be shared with others who are less fortunate than I. Presently in America, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates are asking wealthy people around the world to join Giving Pledge. So far, almost 100 millionaires and billionaires have joined the pledge. The Gates Foundation has already given billions of dollars to the poor and has saved thousands of the lives. Why do I believe this is a good thing to join the Giving Pledge? Speaking on what to do with the money, one of the members of the Giving Pledge said, "You can only do three things with the money. You can give it to your children, you can give it to your executor to give away, or you can give it away while you are alive." And my opinion is it's much better to give it away while you're alive. Very few people who inherit gigantic sums have gone on to change the world for the better. If you are well off, you are morally obligated to do something to help the poor. And if you believe that you have a moral obligation to help the poor, and when you are wealthy, let us start a giving pledge. And I also want to introduce about John Rawls' hypothetical contract theory. A form of John Rawls' hypothetical contract theory serves as a basis for understanding whether or not people have a moral obligation to the poor. Imagine that we are all both not knowing where our social standing will be. We could be born completely wealthy, or we could be born poor, and we would have no clue which we were when answering the questions. Do we have the moral obligation to the poor? Most of people knowing that they have a chance of being born to poverty and will say that which morally have an obligation to the poor. By using an idea of lower hypothetical contract theory, it is easy to determine that unbiased people would decide that the rich people have a moral responsibility to help poor people, especially knowing that in this hypothetical scenario, they would have a large chance of being born into the poverty and needing help from the rich. This thought experiment is insightful because today a person's objectivity is swayed by their wealth as well as their society's stereotypes associated with the poor. The exorbitant amount of wealth people held by the Americans as well as the diluted materialistic mindsets swayed by their prosperity influence whether or not they believe they have a moral requirement to help poor people. Even though there has one large bias that the people have when viewing issues facing the poor is institutionalized idea that the rich people deserve their wealth and the poor people have to work hard to try to get themselves out of the poverty. But if one is given the opportunity to attend the school, while another is born into a less developed region, does not even get to learn how to read, the other person has not been given the same resources for opportunity. Therefore, it is important to look beyond established bias when one tries to deliberate open whether or they have an obligation to the poor. In order to understand why it is ethical to view the suffering of the poor as a means of population control, one must understand how suffering has been constructed by people as an inherited bad thing. The feeling of the hunger burning at one's stomach, having no means to protect one's body, and having poor sanitation that results in sickness are all things that are deemed unusable and unbearable. Words such as discomfort, ache, throat, agony, perish, shiver, and starve all have negative connotation when heard. People cringe at the sight of other people's pain. The sight of suffering in movies generates an upset emotional response, and human suffering in news stories deemed as a tragic. Finally, it is argued all human beings have dignity deserving respect of and are entitled to what is necessary to live in dignity, including the right to life and the right to goods necessary to satisfy one's basic needs. The right to satisfy the basic needs takes precedence over the right of the others, accumulate wealth and poverty. The second thing is, in the coming decade, the gap between rich nations and poor nations will grow and appeals for assistance will multiply. How peoples of rich nations respond to the plight of those in poor nations depend in part on how they come to view their duties to poor nations. The benefits and harms of aid and moral rights, and including the right to accumulate surplus and the right to the resources to meet the basic human needs. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Kim, for giving us a glimpse of the better future, and let's welcome our next speaker, Coco.